Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to the virtual conference for International Seminar on Application for Technology of Information and Communication Isemantic 2022 with the theme Technology 4.0 for Smart Ecosystem, a new way of doing digital business, supported by IEEE and organized by Dia Nuswantoro University. The Honorable Vice Rector for Research and Collaboration of Dia Nuswantoro University, Dr. Pulung Nurtantio Andono, SD MCom. Honorable Speakers, Dr. Sai Bahramirat, Vice President Engineering and Smart Grid Comment. Professor Mo Faisal bin Abdullah, Associate Professor at Faculty of Information and Technology University Technical Malaysia, Melaka. Celia Shahnas PhD, SMIEE 2022 IEEE Women in Engineering WIE Committee. Our Excellency Vice Rector II of Dia Nuswantoro University, Dr. Guru Fajar Siddiq MCS, Vice Rector and Deans of Dia Nuswantoro University, and all participants of seminar. Let's start the international seminars by reciting Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. And then let me introduce the agenda of this opening ceremony. The first agenda is opening, and then followed by speeches from the committee. The third agenda is speech by keynote speakers, and the last agenda is closing. Honorable ladies and gentlemen, National Anthem, Indonesia Raya. Thank you. Honorable ladies and gentlemen, the first agenda is a report from the Chair of Technical Program Committee of International Seminar on Application for Technology of Information and Communication Isemantic 2022, Dr. Ing Farid Alzami, MCom. The floor is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning all authors, participants, and honorable guests. The distinguished Rector of Universitas Dia Nuswantoro, Professor Dr. Insinyur Edi Nur Sasongko, MCom. The distinguished representative of IEEE Indonesia Section, Dr. Ing Wahyudi Hasbi as Chair, IEEE Indonesia Section. In here, we also welcome Professor Insinyur Linawati M.Eng, SC PhD, for attending the opening ceremony. The distinguished representative of IEEE Power and Energy Society as a financial sponsor of Isemantic 2002, Professor Insinyur Arif Nur Afandi, PhD, as Chair, IEEE Power and Energy Society. Dearest honorable guests and all representatives from universities and other institutions, the distinguished keynote speakers, and dearest authors and participants for today's webinar conference. I am pleased to welcome you to the webinar on International Conference to discuss the scope of application for technology of information and communication. I am highly honored to take this opportunity on behalf of all committee and organizer to welcome all of you today to this 7th International Seminar on Application for Technology of Information and Communication, Isemantic 2002. The Isemantic 2002 International Conference will face big challenges because it's still in a pandemic period, and this does not create an obstacle for science to continue to grow. Another challenge is the quality of research. The standard of research in 2002 Isemantics is the best research, all thanks to supporting from IEEE Indonesia Section and IEEE Power and Energy Society Indonesia Section PE Chapter as financial sponsor, and IEEE Industrial Electronics Society Indonesia Section IE Chapter as technical co-sponsorship, and the hard work of the 2002 Isemantics Committee to make this happen. Last year, we have 76 papers accepted out of 148 submitted papers from 7 different countries, including United Arab Emirates, Taiwan, USA, Iraq, Ireland, Malaysia, and Indonesia. All the 76 papers presented last year have been successfully published in IEEE Explore and indexed by Scopus. And now, with the new topic, Technology 4.0 for Smart Ecosystem, a new way of doing digital business, there are 88 papers accepted out of 150 submitted papers from 13 different countries, including India, Taiwan, Bangladesh, China, Uni Arab Emirates, Philippines, South Africa, Australia, USA, Iraq, Malaysia, Rwanda, and Indonesia. And they are ready to be presented by the authors in the conference today. It is also my honor today to have 4 great persons who have agreed to be the keynote speakers for this webinar. The distinguished 4 persons are as follows. Ms. Dr. Shai Bahra Mirat, the Vice President Engineering and Smart Grid ComEd. Mr. Professor Muhammad Faisal bin Abdullah, from Associate Professor at Faculty of Information and Communication Technology, University Technical Malaysia, Malacca. Mr. Dr. Guru Fajar Siddiq, MCS, Vice Rector from Universitas Dianuswantoro, Semarang. And Ms. Celia Sahnas, PhD, IEEE WIE Committee Chair-elect and Professor Department of EEE, BUET, Bangladesh. Therefore, I would like to thank all the organizers, supporters, and organizing committee members of Isemantic 2002 who have made this conference happen. I believe that without their support and hard work, Isemantic 2002 in COVID-19 pandemic would not have come true. I believe that by participating in this webinar together, let us accelerate the exchange of ideas, scaling up of good practices, and make collaboration together. We do hope that in this webinar, Isemantic is also going to be a great success like the one last year. And we request for your support to make this event a memorable and successful one. Thank you for your participation and enjoy the series of webinar Isemantic event. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Dr. Farid Alzabi, MCOM. Honorable ladies and gentlemen, the next agenda is IEEE at Glance from IEEE Indonesia session. Professor Lina Wati, Master of Engineering, PhD. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, the committee. First of all, dear distinguished guests, colleagues, researcher, professional, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, and have a prosperous and warm greeting. First of all, let me thank the Honorable Rector of Universitas Dianuswantoro Semarang, Prof. Dr. Edi Nur Sasongko or his representative, Chair of IEEE Power and Energy Society, Prof. Afandi, Dr. Farih Al-Sami as a General Chair of this conference. Thank you for inviting me to give a few words of the opening of this conference. and the Honorable Dr. Sai Bahramirat, Dr. Guru Fajar Siddiq, and Professor Muhammad Faisal Bin, and special for my close friend, Professor Dr. Celia Sahnas, PhD, as a keynote speaker of this conference, as well as a presenter and participant of this conference. On behalf of the Chair of the IEEE Indonesia section, Bapak Dr. Wahyudi Hasbi, I'm pleased to welcome you to the Isemantic 2022. We are glad that the situation is getting better because the pandemic now can be controlled. However, the conference is still held as a virtual conference because we are still facing unpredictable situation. This event activity aims to enrich knowledge about the latest issue, opinion, bright ideas of students, researcher, and academic, and new innovation in technology for the future are emerging, especially in the field of information and communication technology. That is the theme of the conference. Isemantic 2022 will encourage discussion and hope to inspire participants from a variety of themes to start a collaboration within and across discipline for the advancement of science. Session will also show important scientific progress and highlight the impact of science and technology. We hope you will have a productive and enjoyable time at this special conference. Honorable guests, keynote speaker, ladies and gentlemen, IEEE has over 400,000 members in more than 160 countries and more than 107,000 student members. That is a largest student members in a professional community. And let me explain about IEEE Indonesia section briefly. As one of the regional organization unit of IEEE Indonesia section was founded in 1988, and its development over the past 34 years. IEEE Indonesia section has contributed significantly in various activities that encourage the role of science and technology for humanity in Indonesia. IEEE Indonesia, together with volunteers, members, and all stakeholders, has produced various activities by supporting more than 20,000 IEEE conference publication and more than 260 IEEE journal in Indonesia. IEEE Indonesia has also sponsored and supported more than 50 high-quality conferences each year, including this conference. The result of the quality conference publication are published in the IEEE Explore, indexed by Scopus, WOS, and other major databases, which has more than 5 million publications and more than 12 million downloads each month. As we all know, IEEE always maintains high-quality publication as part of the intellectual culture. IEEE Indonesia also holds more than 40 professional, technical, non-technical, and administrative activities each year for all its members. Currently, we have more than 2,900 members and more than 50 senior members, consisting of professional, industry, academia, and government. IEEE Indonesia supported the development of 26 technical society chapters, joint chapters, and for this conference, who is a major player and supporter from technical IEEE Power Energy Society, IEEE PES. And IEEE Indonesia section has 33 university student branches and 9 IEEE student branch chapters, which have become a forum for technical and social activities that provide the best experience for Indonesian student and graduate student members. In addition, we have a non-technical affinity group consisting of young professionals and women in engineering, and one IEEE sites on e-health and telemedicine interest group. Hence, of course, I would like to encourage all of you to become an IEEE member to get all the benefit, including broader networking between academia, professional, and government members. Last year, IEEE Indonesia has also initiated cooperation with the Directorate General of Higher Education in order to synchronize and support IEEE activities in the Indonesian Ministry of Education and Culture program, especially for the Campus Merdeka Emancipated Learning Program. IEEE Indonesia is also exploring cooperation with the Indonesian industry in various activities, actively involved in providing input the preparation of related government regulation and other activities. Finally, congratulations to the conference committee to making this event success. We do hope you will join us to make the international seminar on application for technology of information and communication conference a memorable event. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you, Professor Linawati, Master of Engineering, PhD. Honorable ladies and gentlemen, the next agenda is IEEE 8 clients from IEEE Power and Energy Society from Professor Insinyur Arif Nur Afandi, PhD. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. The honorable speaker, college, professor, lecturers, researcher, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Power and Energy Society chapter of IEEE Indonesia, I would like to express my great gratitude and welcome you to Isemantic 20 and 22 as a flagship event of this year. These conference series are used to reveal current issues and current inventions in engineering and informatics technology with its related aspects. As in previous series, past chapter always commit to support scientific program and other skill-up, including this conference for the Isemantic 2022. Now I hope that Isemantic 2022 would be able to achieve its objective for providing an effective forum for academicians, researchers, practitioners to expand knowledge, research, and technology for humanity. I also hope that all participants stay on a very productive conference with effective and exciting and encouraging discussion that together reach the future for groundbreaking knowledge, research, and technology for humanity and sustainability development. Moreover, I wish this forum will give facilitation of the right to collaborate more with all the academicians, researchers, practitioners around the world with all of the expertise related in engineering and informatics. Through the Isemantic 2022, I also believe that this event will drive to the exchange of the ideas between all participants around the world. Moreover, referring to the Isemantic 2020, the past chapter delivered a great invitation for all members, for all joining this program to come and join and develop activity as the first establishment of the past chapter on April 21st, 2015. The most members of the past chapter come from the academician and industrial, also other professionals. I am sure that our synergy will make a better list in engineering and technology for sustainable development and expanding knowledge. Finally, my deep gratitude to Isemantic team to bring out this event in 2020, also Nusantara University to make a come to this event for great organization for this memorable event. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Professor Insinyur Arif Nur Afandi, a PhD. Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, the next speech is a welcome remarks from Vice Rector for Research and Collaboration of Dia Nuswantara University, Dr. Pulung Nur Tantio Andono, MCom. The floor is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good morning, everybody. First of all, we would like to submit our high gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, God the Almighty, for all the blessing and amenities within our life, so that we can meet safe and healthy for today, for this prestigious international seminar at our beloved campus of Universitas Dianuswantoro, Indonesia. As the General Chair, with great honor, we welcome you all and we thank you for all great participation in this 2022 Isemantic International Seminar on Application for Technology of Information and Communication, with the topic Technology 4.0 for Smart Ecosystem, a new way of doing digital business. In the second occasion, we would like to mention with pride all the distinguished keynote speakers today. Number one, Dr. Saibah Ramirat, Vice President, Engineering and Smart Grid, ComEd from United States. Number two, Professor Muhammad Faisal bin Abdullah, Associate Professor at Faculty Information and Communication Technology, University Technical Malaysia Malacca. Number three, Dr. Guru Fajar Siddiq, Vice Rector from Universitas Dianuswantoro, Indonesia. Number four, Ms. Celia Stanas, PhD, IEEE UEI Committee Chair Election and Professor at Department of EEE, BUET, Bangladesh. We thank you very much for sharing your great experience concerning the update topic in the world today. Dear all the audience and the great researchers, we would like to wish you all, your family, relative, colleagues, great health, happiness, and success during this COVID-19 pandemic that has been long-lasting until now. We pray together that this pandemic will end very soon. Through this seminar, we encourage all of you to stay and participate actively to share ideas and thoughts so that this conference can become a platform of the world discussion about the technology 4.0 for smart ecosystem, especially making the best effort and finding the new ways for doing digital business. We also encourage all the scholars, academicians, scientists, and practitioners to make significant part in this international conference. To bring our speech to an end, we would like to send our great appreciation to all the conference managers, all the reviewers, all the authors and co-authors for all the contribution to the success of this 2022 Isemantic conference. We also thank our publishing partner IEEE Indonesia Section, IEEE Universitas Dianuswantoro Branch, IEEE Power and Energy Society for the collaboration and participation, conference process, and the sponsorship. We also thank all the 2022 Isemantic committee members for their great effort and hard work so that this international seminar is running very well and become successful today and tomorrow. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Dr. Pulu Nurtantio Andono, MCom, for a warm welcome and hospitality towards all committees and participants. Honorable ladies and gentlemen, now us enjoy video presentation of Isemantic journey through the year.
Information technology, or IT, plays an important role in supporting human life and civilization. It does not only make our life easier, but also preserve our culture. Dianuswantoro University Semarang initiate Isemantic as a place to develop information technology and opens the discourse of critical thinking scope among the academics and the Indonesian societies. International Seminar on Application for
Information technology, or IT, plays an important role in supporting human life and civilization. It does not only make our life easier, but also preserve our culture. Dianuswantoro University Sumatra initiates Isemantic as a place to develop information technology and opens the discourse of critical thinking scope among the academics and the Indonesian societies. International Seminar on Application for Technology of Information and Communication, or widely known as Isemantic, is an international seminar held annually covering multi-field studies including engineering, economy and economics, health and culture. Even more, researchers, lecturers, students, and industrial societies are welcomed to join the seminar. Isemantic through the years has been accepted by the academic world enthusiastically. Many keynote speakers from Indonesian top universities and international top universities have come and cooperated in this event. Hundreds of papers have been published along with interestingly different and challenging themes each year. In 2016, highlighting the importance of science and technology in assisting society towards a better life and future, Isemantic presented Science and Technology for a Better Future as the theme. The keynote speakers from Kementerian Riset, Teknologi, dan Pendidikan Tinggi or Ministry of Research and Technology, California Polytechnic State University, School of Electrical Engineering and Informatics of ITB, and Nanjing Teaching Medical Technology of Nanjing, China, joining and sharing their respective knowledge. In 2017, in order to achieve a better human life, our society needed empowerment to bring out the best of human beings. The theme Empowering Technology for a Better Human Life was chosen as the core of the seminar. The keynote speakers from Kementerian Kelautan dan Perikanan RI or Ministry of Marine Affairs and Fisheries Republic of Indonesia and Tokyo University of Technology shared the knowledge on how technology empowered Indonesian marine sovereignty and how technology has changed the face and future of animation. In 2018, Creative Technology for Human Life was the main theme of the year, along with the needs of health literacy acceleration in our society. The keynote speakers from University of Technology Sydney, LIPI or Indonesian Institute of Sciences, and Taipei Medical University talk about the importance of life quality improvement, environmental sustainability, and national culture preservation. In 2019, the birth of 4.0 industrial era had changed the way our society considered the economics, technology, and communication. The keynote speakers from Kementerian Riset Teknologi dan Pendidikan Tinggi or Ministry of Research and Technology, Curtin University Australia, Kumamoto University Japan, and Ono Noriyuki from Mitsubishi Electric Corporation, renewable energy resources, and digitalization of conventional industry were two main discussions in the seminar. Amidst the global pandemic of COVID-19, Dianuswantoro University made a great virtual step on the execution of the 2020 Isemantic. The 2020 Isemantic, with the theme It Challenges for Sustainability, Scalability, and Security in the Age of Digital Disruption, was held through online conference platform. The keynote speakers from Dianuswantoro University, University of Auckland, Tokyo University of Technology Japan shared the importance to stay adaptive through the digital disruption era. Information technology opportunities and creativities for digital innovation and communication within global pandemic is the theme of Isemantic 2021. With the IEEE publication and Scopes indexation, hundreds of manuscripts presented and reviewed through the online conference platform of Isemantic 2021. The keynote speakers from Virginia Polytechnic Institute and State University, Institut Teknologi 10 November, Dianuswantoro University, and Huayan Institute of Technology of China. And in 2022, the theme of Isemantic is Technology 4.0 for Smart Ecosystem, a new way of doing digital business. They are for competent keynote speakers on the technology and industry. They are Dr. Separa Mirat, Vice President Engineering and Smart Grid Comment, Associate Professor at Faculty of Information Communication Technology, University Technical Malaysia Melaka, Mo Faisal bin Ab, and Vice Rector to Nuswantoro University, Dr. Guru Fajar Siddiq, MCS, Celia Shahnas, PhD, IEEE WIE Committee Chair-elect. In early years, Isemantic was attended by researchers, academics, students, and industrial societies who had passed on the initial selection and announced on 27 June 2022. The topic discussed a paper topic on biotechnology, communication, networking, electrical energy, until robotics. The paper was submitted will be reviewed and published in Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, or IEEE. Honorable ladies and gentlemen, the next session follow is a photo session. We have certain criteria to follow, which are: first photo session, we would like to invite all keynote speakers on Zoom camera. Thank you. In the next photo session, we would like to invite all keynote speakers and Dr. Im Farid Alzami MCOM as the Chair of Technical Program Committee on Zoom camera. Thank you for the photo session, and let us prepare ourselves for the next session. Ladies and gentlemen, the next agenda is seminar and discussion with for today's keynote speakers. And this session will be guided by Professor Dr. Jumanto and Mr. Haunan Damar, SSC MBA from Nuswantoro University. But before we start, let me read a brief biography of the moderators. Jumanto, or simply Jumanto, completed his doctorate degree, a PhD in linguistics from Universitas Indonesia in 2006. He is now a professor of linguistics, especially of linguistic pragmatics, and of English language teaching, or ELT, for graduate and postgraduate studies since 1992. Head of English Department, Faculty of Humanities in 2015 to 2020. His most recent office is a member of COE, or Center of Excellence, in 2021 to 2025. Nuswantoro University, Semarang, Indonesia. And Mr. Haunan Damar, SSC MBA, completed study Master of Business Administration, Faculty of Economics and Business in 2019, Universitas Gadjah Mada. Bachelor degree of Applied Science, Faculty of Business Administration, 2015 Polytechnic Negeri Semarang. Had experience as LBLEA Semarang, Imam Bonjol Semarang, and Indonesia English teacher on October 2016. To the today's moderators, the floor is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Well, dearest most distinguished ladies and gentlemen, first of all, we are wishing you a very good morning. Well, we have a short poem here. East or west, home is best. Please be nice, Isemantic is the best. All the Dinusians, all the researchers at Dian Nuswantara University, as well as all the researchers all over the world, particularly those who are present and very attentive to this 2022 Isemantic International Seminar on Application for Technology of Information and Communication of this very year of 2022. Or we call it the 2022 Isemantic. Mr. Yunan.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to this webinar 2022 Isemantic. This is the 7th Isemantic and the 3rd webinar Isemantic, Mr. Joe.
Well, that's very right, Mr. Yunan. Well, distinguished audience, we all probably live by information technology or IT today. It surely is. Within this 2022 Isemantic, we are also talking about the technology 4.0 for smart ecosystem in the digital business. This is also something to do or concerning information technology. Mr. Yunan.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, to elaborate the technology for smart ecosystem, especially in the efforts of finding new ways of doing digital business, today in this very great occasion, we would like to present to you our outstanding keynote speakers. The first one is Dr. Guru Fajar Siddiq, the second Vice Rector at Dian Nuswantara University, Indonesia. And the second one is Dr. Syai Bahra Mirat. She is the Vice President at Engineering and Smart Grid ComEd at Oak Brook Terrace, Illinois. And the third one is Professor Muhammad Faisal bin Abdullah. He is in the Faculty of Information and Communication Technology, University Technical Malaysia, Malacca. And the fourth one is Dr. Celia Shahnas. She is at the Department of EEE BUET, Bangladesh. Mr. Joe?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the presenters today will speak to you one after the other, so you all will feel convenient to focus on their respective topics and discuss with them one by one to the best of your interest as well as your comprehension. Mr. Yunan.
Well, okay, dearest audience, let's start with the first keynote speaker, shall we?
Yes, right. Without much further ado, we're coming to the first keynote speaker today. I think the gentleman is available here, is ready. We greeting him. Good morning, sir. Good morning, Dr. Guru Fajar Siddiq.
Dr. Guru Fajar Siddiq.
Okay.
Prof. Joe.
Hello, hello. Well, it's very nice to see you here. To see you virtually. You look great. You sound great. Are you ready?
Inshallah, inshallah.
Inshallah. Okay, Mr. Yunan, please.
Yeah, thank you. Dr. Guru Fajar Siddiq, MCS, is the Vice Rector 2 of Universitas Dian Nuswantara. He attended master degree in Universitas Technical Malaysia, Malacca, Malaysia, and PhD in Cloud Computing in Universitas Gadjah Mada, Yogyakarta, Indonesia. Currently, his research is mainly in cloud data center, computer vision, and public health. His paper is published in top Scopus journal such as IEEE Access, Computer Methods, and Programs in Biomedicine Elsevier, International Review on Modeling and Simulation, and so on.
Well, what a profile. It's very great. Dr. Guru Fajar Siddiq here with us. Well, I think it's time for you to share your expertise, Dr. Guru, as we are looking forward to the performance. Well, excuse us, you have 30 minutes for the performance. Please, you can start from now. Good luck, Dr. Guru Fajar Siddiq.
Thank you very much. Maybe please let me to make some share screen. Okay. Have you see our share screen, Dr. John?
Very good.
Yep.
Hello, Dr. Joe?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Have you see our screen?
Yes, very clear already.
Yes, okay. Thank you very much. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Prof. Dinawati, and then Prof. Afandi from the IEEE, and then the Honorable keynote speaker we have here, Dr. Sai, and then Dr. Celia Sahnas, and then Associate Professor Muhammad Faisal, which is our lecture when I take my master degree. And then the guest member IEEE, and then for the important here, we have also Director of Universitas Dianuswantoro, Prof. Edi Nur Sasongko, and then the Vice Rector of Research and Collaboration, Dr. Pulung Nurtantio Andun. Praise and gratitude I pray to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, who has given us a blessing today. We can discuss in this beautiful webinar. And then thank you to all the organizers that giving this opportunity. And then beside that, I would like to welcome also the participant and guests in the Isemantic 2022 activities. And then today I would like to discuss about how important implementation of AI in a smart ecosystem in Indonesia. Since we know that in 2021, our president have a direction in the BPPT National Working Meeting at March 2021. We should re-emphasize that digital talent, especially artificial intelligence, must be immediately mastered by Indonesian human resource. It means our president have some direction. AI is for the futures become our lifestyle. Symbols like that. Then why we should care? Why we really care? Yeah? Now in Indonesia has around 270 million citizens, where the 70% citizen Indonesia, it's around 189 million people in Indonesia in the productive age. It means we have bonus demography. It could be benefit or drawback, such a knife with two sides. Maybe it can give us prosperity in all aspects, since we're capable to maximizing the potential of jobs with AI, or maybe it become a disaster due to lack of our knowledge. That's why our president, Mr. Joko Widodo, tried to give us a direction for the future. And then, if we realize how to develop the human resource AI in Indonesia, for the next few years, human resource with AI capability will become a major requirement. Data science, AI is needed by many government institutions, public service, such as maybe Director of General Tax, General Customer Ministry, BPJS, healthcare, and also industry that try to make some manufacturing. The process of developing human resource here also has a very long process, starting from the introduction of maybe AI for the beginning. Yeah. Then we also try to master the mathematics as a basis, training the programming, not only mathematics, then enriching the machine learning to make some production with AI. Data science, big data science, artificial intelligence are interrelated fields. Mastery of data science is needed to be able to master the artificial intelligence. Then data science foundations also needed for AI development. In the basic AI, well, AI very exciting. and then because it powerful, yeah. But if we see in the last few years, AI system have becoming better than human in many tasks because maybe for by software algorithm and then the clever cross-sourcing that increase the amount of data available. But the overall, it needs a huge computation resource. Then GPU become as one of solution. Then we should thanks to the gamers that already use already use GPU for gamers. Those who develop AI are acutely aware how far from general or self-replicating AI. Today, maybe systems not intelligent than human sense. The machines running software that use data mathematical algorithm to make the best guess about what to the next. But the evolution of application AI are related with a basic concept to make knowledge that start with the simple rule-based decision making with only if-else condition that give capability to decide best several condition, but it good for simple problem. Then emerge to use a statistical concept to have a capability in forecasting several behavior or phenomena by interpolating such several data. But it enough for a simple problem. When we face about a complex problem such as to enhance an image on smartphone, control robot, machinery, automatic cars, and so on, we need a more complex method such as machine learning, deep learning, or mixed AI method to solve it. And some of the most dramatic and visible success is where AI is being applied to the interface with people, such as to recognize speech accurately, process an enormous variety of command to simplify the information search, interaction with institution like bank or answer question to win quiz or some like that. Okay, how about in our university? There are a lot of, I think, implementation of AI, but I just give a few sample that also already have the ecosystem to make some application, and then we also have some what we call it as startup ya startup ya start a company. Nah, for the first maybe the implementation of AI here maybe fire is simple. Fire can give many benefit to us. Yeah. But if we realize a lot of disaster in Indonesia, they give fire some drawbacks that potentially cause harm both economically and ecological. The fire detector today is maybe a very there's so many conventional way which is not able to provide additional information about the position, the fire spot, the size of fire spot, and the growth of fire. That the conventional way. But here, when we can use many camera, we hope that we can detect potential fire more early, and then send the information of fire to our fire brigades, of police department, and something else. Here are the basic simple method we can use to detect or segment the fire. We can use the simple if-then rules, which is start from video acquisition data, and then split into several frame, and then after that we can segmenting the color format of the file, which is in the RGB or HSV or YCBCR. And then we make some rules in it, and then we can segment only the file spot area. And then not enough, because sometimes file will grow and then it move to many direction following the wind. We need more methods such as background subtraction to detect the movement. This is the simple way to detect the file. And then with the movement segmentation, we can also trace the movement of any object, not only while. Since movement segmentation or background subtraction can detect many objects, we need to combine the segmentation result from the color format with the movement segmentation become as one segmentation result. Here we'll predict the color for our fire that move in each frame. And then, of course, it will be not all the segmentations give a good result. Maybe some outlier here also give in the image. So we need some filter to smooth the segmentation result. We can use the morphology or time frame selection to select a frame and reduce the noise in the outlier area. After that, we can get the much better segmentation result as you see in the screen. And then we can bounding box to make detection much clearly. Then after that, we can calculate the error detections in the result, where the method is very simple. You just need to if then rules, where's the AI or knowledge can be made. This is the simple from the research that already done in 2013, where our student also make startup from it. And then we also can use many CCTV, not only for fire detection. This is the sample, and I think a lot of people can do these things. But the benefit for the CCTV is not only give us the detection for the object that maybe can cause a disaster, but in here we can use the CCTV where the algorithm to detect there is a lot of AI maybe for detect the object which is a car, which is a bus or a motorcycle or something else. We need to region of interest to detect the object. This is the result of our research that following the artificial intelligence, which is very simple. You can use not only if-then rules, you can use the many concept, yeah. But with the high method, it will come high competition requirement. And here we also use deep learning to detect how many car that will stop and then how far, so we can adjust the traffic lights to be more smaller in the queuing. Okay, for an example, that this is our research in university since 2009. We care about the culture. Then we try to think the features. How about when we put the gamelan has become more immersive to be played in many people. Then we try to focus in metaverse research, where the metaverse will be virtually and then multi-platform, and of course it will give us some benefit. Maybe if we have some asset, then we can sell it to make more economical circular. Maybe we can see the video for a short time. Okay, indeed, we have research that already do since 2009, which is now we shifting the research not only to make the knowledge of the gamelan, but we also try to move the gamelan, which is a traditional way that play with orchestral music that consists of instrument, which is fall into the melody category, are many instruments that play a melody, such as ketuk, kempiang, kenong, kempul, gong, and something else. In this research, we preserve the gamelan by utilizing VR technology in order to develop a digital application that can store knowledge about gamelan and present it in immersive and challenge the experience ways. The AI, the simple AI until the more complex AI has been tried to develop in this application, where the research start from we also see how the gamelan works, and then the physical of the gamelan, and then we try to capture and then transform into the digital 3D gamelan, and then here the methods that we try to develop, which is not only the problem in 3D reconstruction of the gamelan, but we also need to capture the sound, the original sound of recording in the gamelan, and then we also need to, if we focus to gamification, and then we need to make some the engine, the game engine, and then we implement the AI. We can use the simple thing using the also such as rule-based 10 rules, and then the more complex methods such as deep learning also to make the leveling the play of the gamelan more hard to be played or the easy way. Okay, for the features, this ecosystem, we have a lot of students and the lecturer that try to also implement the knowledge of the gamelan. And then our features, we want the gamelan to be played in many places, which is more immersive, that can be played using Oculus or something else. So big welcome to Metaverse. And then not stop only that, our research also try to shifting from the virtually, also we want to AI also have the physical, and then we want to make a robotic. This is an ongoing process and still developed. So the gamelan have to play together with the human, where the AI will become a robot, something like this. And then another startup that we also made, and then we also focus in our culture. Well, batik is Indonesian cultural heritage in UNESCO also, which is recognized as intangible cultural heritage. We realized that there's a lot of pattern of batik. Then not many people know which is batik from industry, which is batik is right by hand. It's very different. Then our students try to make some research. They try to differentiate which is batik that made by industry, made by handmade, that right by people. We use deep learning and transfer learning to make some pattern, and then it implement into application such this, a mobile application. Then it will give us some information where's the batik handmade is much more expensive than the industrial one. This is our research that where the AI becoming together and make the ecosystem much better. This ecosystem also can make some circular economy. Okay, this is the highlights of our student works, and then thanks to the Higher Education of Director Ministry Education and Education Culture that give also the student some funding and Google to become a startup. Then for the futures, if we realize that AI maybe give us good things or bad things, but in Indonesia, if we can maximize the capability of AI, it can give us 12% improvement of GDP. So it's very useful. But if a lot of people, Indonesians, lack of AI information, maybe the results will be different. Therefore, we need a big effort to create high competency human skill in this area. Okay, for the conclusions, maybe we need to think so what in store of for the features. In the immediate features, AI language is looking the next big things. In fact, it's already underway. We cannot remember the last time I called maybe a company and directly spoke with a human. But this day, machines are even calling us. One could imagine interacting with an expert system in a fluid conversation, or having a conversation into different language being translated in real time. We also can see the driver autonomous car in the road. In the long term, the goal of the general intelligence, that is a machine that surpass human cognitive ability in all tasks. Maybe they in the long term. Therefore, in Indonesia, I think we have lots of country with a lot of diversity. It means give us a lot of potential. Lucky us, we have good parallel processing that can make research in big data, data science, or artificial intelligence much more easy. And
Excuse me, Dr.
maybe
Guru. Excuse
that's
me.
all for the
Excuse me,
presentation.
Dr. Guru. You still have 5 minutes for the
Okay,
presentation.
I think it's enough.
Oh, that's very, very kind of you. Exactly.
You want to talk more, maybe?
Okay. Well, thank you very much. That was a very great presentation, something beyond physics, yeah, something beyond physics. We have some points here, we have bonus demography, we have the video surveillance and whatever. Yeah. Now we're coming to the second, for the sessions of the Q&As from the audience. Please, would you please mention your name and institution? All raise hand. Okay, while waiting for the from the audience about the questions, maybe, well, this material is too good to miss, yeah, something like that, Dr. Guru. Well, we'd like to start with the, what is it, question warmer, yeah, about the video surveillance, yeah, video surveillance. What do you think of the difficulties of applying this technique in, for example, complicated city,
Okay.
for example?
Well, in the surveillance area, maybe the difficulties is not the how to improve the method, can make some object detection, classification, something else. But the difficulties is how to make all surveillance camera becoming together. The first thing is there is a lot of protocol. I think that we need to, for the futures, we need to make us one protocol that because there is a lot of industry, they make a CCTV, and then they have a protocol to access the camera. If we want to make some research more easily, maybe IEEE could make the site link to access the camera become same in one protocol. That's the first step. That first problem, and for the next problem, the surveillance camera is like an image that have a lot of image and in 1 second, then become the video. The problem is it's very high computations requirement to analyze the image, which is the video is image in maybe 20, at least 20 frame per second. And then if we want to analyze the video with more duration and not only one source, one camera, maybe in all, maybe we want to analyze the a city, it means we need huge computation. That's why GPU, which is good in parallel processing, can solve this problem. But I think not many scientists have a good computational power here. Maybe That's the
I see.
problem, Dr. Joe.
Okay, that's a very, very, very good point. Right. From the audience, please.
Yeah. Do we have any questions from the audience?
The audience seems to be amazed about the presentation. They are speechless. Okay. Another question maybe while waiting for from the audience about the fire detector. Of course, there will be some kind of difficulties or some difference between inside building fire detector installment and in the open area. How to solve this, Dr. Guru Fajar Siddiq?
Yeah. Many researchers try to explain that detecting fire in the open space with using conventional sensors such as ion sensor or ultrasound sensor or something else sensor, it good in closed system, so in the inside the building or something else. But if we try to put it in the open space like hangar, which is pretty big, if there is some burning when the wind is not in a direction to the sensor, in the other ways, so the sensor cannot to detect the problem. This simple things. Therefore, CCTVs, which is can see the some area, maybe the potential of fire that will become burning in some place. It can see if the method is good enough, it can see the pixel that maybe we can see that it is a potential of burn, and then we can detect it much more easily than using the conventional way. And I think it's become the features. Besides that, which place we don't have any CCTV surveillance? I think a lot of building, public area using CCTV. I think if we can open the public area, not privately, we can make it as a massive fire detection system in our city. Jadi just using a simple camera that interconnect with the server that can calculate which is a fire that will burn or fire just like cigarette.
Yeah, from the smaller fire can become a bigger one. Well, this detection technology is actually amazing. Yeah, I think this should be granted grants, some grant from the government to develop to develop and to install in every place important or every place. What is it? Emergency.
Yeah.
Well, audience, maybe the audience is curious. There will be some questions. Any raise hand or any? Because you are in the Zoom, maybe you can put the questions in the chat. Okay. Well, they are enjoying. Yeah, they are not questioning something. Okay. One more question from us, Dr. Guru. Do you mind?
Yes. Okay.
Yes. This is. I believe that you are expert also in video surveillance system. Yeah. In the world, because we can see that you have a very noted journal article in the world, IEEE, about the video surveillance. What do you think of this thoughts from your side and the recommendation to the government, our Indonesian government, for example?
Surveillance, since surveillance has been installed in many places, and we can see in our maybe in many halls, public area, mall, and something else, those surveillance can be makes more productive, not only for recording some object, but also could be implemented as a sensor. So open sensor maybe, yeah, open sensor. So we can use it as not only for fire detection, but also can for behavior analysis. So maybe if we can put the surveillance in the which is in we can use the surveillance in the what we get street, and then we can predict the potential of crime, potential of many behavior of people that maybe or not only a disaster, but also maybe for the environment assessment, such as to predict how many number of carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide that produced by car. Lot of things we can use, we can do with the camera surveillance.
I see. Well, it seems there is a question in the chat in the Zoom. Yeah, wait a minute. I think only this is from somebody there. Mm-hmm.
Okay, which one?
Could you see it in the chat, sir?
Oh yeah. I see. From any Ramani.
Yeah. This is okay. I am setting it for you. Could the video surveillance in your research enrich with the remote monitoring of high-risk patients? High-risk patients using artificial intelligence.
Maybe
This is
with the high-risk patient. It
yes.
means it is the high-risk patient in ICU or high-risk patient in or maybe we need more definition of the high-risk patient.
This is from
of course
it
could be to assess many things as long as the methods to learn have been developed. Okay, maybe Miss Eni Ramani can describe more about the high-risk patient.
Dr. Eni Rahmani, could you be more specific, please?
Okay, another question about determine the weight of the monitor vehicle on the highway. Yes, it can. But we need if we want to monitor the weight of the vehicle in the highway, maybe we need some standardized because the surveillance is working such if we use the surveillance it working like eye. We need some maybe comparing if we have some truck with the empty weight, maybe we can see the distance between 8 tires with its body. Maybe we can predict the distance, and then if we have more weight from the truck with the same track maybe, and then we can see the distance between the tires and its body, and then compare with another truck, and then we can see we can predict the weight of its truck, but it requires some learning, something like that.
Okay, well, Dr. Guru Fajar Siddiq, I think time is almost up. You still have 1 minute. Maybe you can give some kind of concluding statement on your presentation, what is very urgent for the application of this AI.
Yeah, I think AI has been implemented in many ways, and then we have seen many products that also implemented by AI, but we just forget how far the importance of AI in our problem. So if we want to implement some AI, we should realize, is it the problem is important for us or not? Because in the futures, maybe AI can talk not only with human, but it can talk machine to machine. That will be
Machine to
a
machine.
problem if we don't have a good protocol, because AI can learn many things, and then they can give some output information that if we not if we not give some boundary, it will learn far enough, something like that. Thank you, Dr.
Well,
Joe.
thank you very much, Dr. Kudo Fajar Siddiq. That was a great presentation. I think all the audience and also us, yeah, we are enlightened. Yeah, we are, what is it, enriched from the knowledge. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for the presentation, and thank you. We hope to see you offline for more discussions and also for more discussions, also some fruitful talk from you directly. Thank you very much, Dr. Fajar Kudo Siddiq. See you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Well, audience, great audience, please stay before we coming to the second audience. Okay, second presenter also, another keynote speaker. Please stay alert, and also we have a different topic, and we have also more interesting topic. See you. Well, welcome back again. I will thank you very much for staying, and we are very happy to see you here again.
Yep.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think of the first presentation, Mr. Yuman?
Well, I was really intrigued by the notion that AI has been used for many things, right, sir?
Yeah.
And you know, the growth of the technology itself is amazing, I think.
I see. Yeah, that's right. That's why AI, human creates AI, but
exactly.
In the future, AI is against human. we do not know, but I just think the positive sides of the AI applications. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the great audience, we are coming to the second session of the another keynote speaker from Malacca. This is Professor Moh Faisal bin Abdullah. We'd like to greet the gentleman. Hello, good morning, Mr.
Morning.
Good morning. Okay, I'd like to see
Morning.
you. Oh, you look great.
Assalamualaikum
Overseas, you look great. Yeah, you are in Malacca.
Yes, in Malacca now.
Yeah, okay. From home or from the university?
From my house.
Okay, wow.
Because
That would be a very great home.
holiday.
I
Yes.
see. Okay, Professor Moh Faisal bin Abdullah, are you ready for the presentation today?
Okay, all right.
Yeah, okay, but please hold on a minute. Be patient. We would like to expose to the audience what is the great expertise of you. Mr. Yuman, please.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Joe. So Professor Muhammad Faisal bin Abdullah is the Associate Professor at Faculty of Information and Communication at Technology University Technical Malaysia, Malacca. He received Master in Malaysia National University or UKM and a PhD Computer Network and Security in University Technical Malaysia in the year 2004 and 2009 respectively. Currently, he is Associate Professor, and he is also serving as a reviewer of reputable top-ranked SCI Index journals. He also authored a book of chapter and served as a consultant for network and forensics. Dr. Muhammad Faisal bin Abdullah main research interests includes computer network and security.
Well, what a bio note there. From UTM, University Technical Malaysia. Melaka. Melaka is a great place. Yeah, a great place.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, Professor Faisal bin Abdullah. Okay, would you please present your expertise in 30 minutes? 30
Okay,
minutes.
right.
Okay.
So
Okay, it
I
will
will share
start
my
from,
slide.
yeah, it will start, and the time it will start from now. Good luck and thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. And good morning and to all of you. Right, okay, my name is Muhammad Faizal bin Abdullah, right, from University Technical Malaysia Melaka. All right. Today, I would like to present my research work, my group research works. And the title of my presentation more focused on malware detections. But in our work, we try to enhance the static code analysis frameworks of Android malware detection based on application categories. Means that the detections, okay, is based on the category have been choose by the Googles. Okay. So this is one of my PhD student works that has been graduated, all right, last year, right? Uh, as everybody knows, normally we have two techniques in analyzing or analysis the malware activities, especially in Android. The first one is static analysis, where we're reversing the code and tracing the code to identify the pattern of the malware activities. Okay, we trace them, okay, analyze what are the API call, how the metadata, all right, everything's related to the malware activities. But in dynamic analysis, we will execute the malware itself inside a sandbox, where inside the sandbox, they will execute all the malware activities and it will record, okay, it will record the activities. From there, we can see either the malware contact any outsiders, all right, by generating the network traffic that have been captured at the sandbox itself. But in our research, we more focus on static code analysis. Hope that this work will be may give a contribution to the knowledge either at the academician or industrial perspective. So nowadays, as we can see, right, smartphone become one of our daily needs in our life. Okay, because there are a lot of application have been installed, has been shared inside our repos, right? For example, we can monitor or integrate our watch with the application, okay, for example, Garmin, Apple Watch, so we can monitor our daily life and the daily health. And others also we can use, we can download many games or as a become entertainment, such as the most popular game nowadays is Mobile Legends, PUBG. I from my son's informed that Indonesian one of the top e-games champions nowadays, right? So everything is in our hands, right? Therefore, the usage of the smartphone become increasing every year. Plus, the application that store at the repo, either at the Google Store or Apple Store, become more attractive. So there are many applications inside the store. Each of the application have their own categorized into a certain group. For example, easy for us to search. For example, games, they categorize into games category. If you want to read a book, we categorize it into a book categories. And if you want to do some financial or business, they will categorize into a business category. It's a very, this category may help us to search the applications more easier. Due to the increasing of the numbers of application inside the store, some of the application itself may give a benefit to the users, but some of them may become a threat to users. So maybe, for example, if they download it from the valid repo, for example, Apple Store or Google Store, some of the application may be filtered by the repo admin. But if you want to have, if they download it from the third-party repo, right, that can be shared or everybody shared because they already hacked all of the application. Some of the application, if you download it from the valid repo, they need a license. But if you download it from the third party, maybe application has been cracked, okay, and we can bypass the license itself. So the third-party application that have been cracked, maybe some of them have been include a vulnerable codes that we doesn't know what it will intend after we execute that application. So the threat exists may due to the weakness of the application during the development of that application or intentionally made by intruders to gain information from the users who install the application inside their smartphone. As reported from the Kaspersky's, all right, there are 5.6 million mobile malicious applications have been installed at the users' smartphone, and now it's been propagated inside at the internet. So I think everybody knows that the word of malware is a combination of the two words, malicious and the software, where the malicious and the software have intent to evade or to do harm to the software or any hardware that installed and we use in our daily life. So to protect this, all right, so Google have introduced, all right, Google Play have introduced a permission-based guard. We call it as a Google bouncers to control the permissions that required to access any restricted file or data inside the smartphone. And some of them also restricted the actions when the API try to call the signatures or any dangerous API inside the smartphone of the users. Even though this has been introduced, but there are still many vulnerable APK inside the internet, and the million of the Android users are facing a high risk of vulnerabilities. So in order to detect the malicious applications, okay, as I said, there are two types of analysis technique can be used, okay, either static analysis or dynamic analysis. Where static analysis, we use a reverse code engineering, extract of the information, translate it, the exe into a readable format. So in our case, the static analysis is the most prevalent technique because it's a low computational time, right? Easy to implement, just record and translate the code, and effectiveness in detecting the malware activities. All right. Some of the researchers, okay, there are some researchers that focus on analyzing all the package without considering the category in identifying a malicious activities. But in our research, we believe that by investigating and analyzing the application based from their categories of this on the categories, okay, maybe may give a better accuracy in detecting the malware rather than combining all the applications together. This because why we said that, because some of the features, okay, that belong to the same category maybe have a same relations, and this relation is can make more easier to analyze, and at the same time, all right, it's easy for us to classify whether the application is vulnerable or not. So, oh, sorry. So these are the existing frameworks normally used by the researcher, right, in extracting or analyzing the malware or Android application. So normally it will involve 4 phases. we are using a data collection, the first phase, all right? We collect all the data or information that needed. Either we are using the API, permissions, okay, metadata, all right? And others. Then after that, we use a feature extraction, get all of this input. After we have extract all the information now, okay, maybe they have a lot of features need to be used, but we need to do some feature selection to select the best features that related, that have a significant in detecting the malware activities. And last, we will use a classifier from a machine learning to classify whether the malware or the software or application is a valid or benar application or malicious application. So after investigating these cases, right, in our research, we see that there are some issues, okay, from the previous research that need to be highlighted here. Okay, based from the readings, okay, we can see that most of the researchers ignore the standard documentation published by Android developers. But in our research, right, we try to map, okay, all the API from the application or the APK that we download with the permission published by the standard documentation as published by the Android developers. Means that these are the valid API that have been approved by the Android. So we will map every of the library. We collected them and put inside one library. After that, we extract the APK and refer to this standard library. So it is only the valid. If none, we consider is a malware activities. So that's the first issue that we highlight, okay? Because in network also we have RFC, right? A standard that we need to refer if we want to do something, so that the application or any hardware that we develop is not violated the rules or regulation that have been proposed by the RFC or IEEE standards. So the next regarding the software that involved in extracting the process of the API. So there are a lot of applications nowadays, and the process also maybe there are 4 or 5 phases involved in extracting all the API file or permission. But in our cases, we will short the process into 4 phases only. So we'll reduce the time in taking or take the information at the feature extraction phase. And the third issues that I would like to highlight here. Although there are a lot of application, okay, as the internet to extract that we can send our APK and extract and get the information, but there are some limitation to this software because some of the software maybe limit them into the file size. Maybe they limit on 3 or whether 50 meg or 2 megs only, right? Then after that, they cannot execute. Other than that, they also only can send one APK one times only. So in our research, right, in our research here, we have developed one tools that manage to extract all the APK without limiting the files numbers and the file size. So from there is a better to get and save our time in extraction the process. So the fourth issues that we need to highlight, okay, during our research is most of the researchers only using one-time iteration or random selection on the training and testing data set because it will do the bias as vectors, adapt to the bias vectors. But in our current frameworks, okay, to eliminate the bias, we'll do 50 iterations and we compute the mean, okay, for each of these iteration. After that, after we get the result, we will do a statistical validation process to see whether the result that we get is really significant or not. Okay, these are the 4 issues that we see during our research. So this is the objective of our project. Okay, the first, okay, we will construct a new mapping list between the API call and the permission. In our research during this time we only cover API level 16 until API level 24. And by adhering the official Android developer reference documentation that can be downloaded inside the internet, I think, right? Everything is there. Now, I think you already reached about 40 levels, I think level 40 or 36 levels. So the next is we'll develop a new tools that capability or automatically extract the request permission and the targeted API call based on the map file that between the API and permission that have been constructed at the first objective. Mean the information for the first objective will be put under one library. So the software will refer to this library and extract all the information by referring this library. And the third objective or the third contribution in our research, right, we enhance the current frameworks, okay, by introducing a validation phase, all right, to validate the selected data set splitting percentage, how significant, okay, the splitting percentage, and is there any significant in choosing machine learning? What are the machine learning that are very significant in our framework in detecting the malware behaviors in our case? So we have gone through a lot of journals and papers, conference, all right, mainly around hundreds of papers and journals. So to see what are the features that popular to be used in detecting the malware at the Android application or Android operating system. So based from the readings, okay, we can see that the permission is the top highest, where 73.58%, okay, researchers using the permissions, and the second top features used by researcher is API call, is 54.72%. That's why, right, these features have been selected, okay, as one of the as a features in our project. So the next, after we select the API and the permission, the third features we are going using application category in our research. The application behavior is highly related to the application category itself, right? So the application of the same category, all right, are similar, but okay, and the required permission also similar. Mean same category, the behavior also almost the same, and the permission use also almost the same. But when we do this research, when we analyzing the malware behavior, features used in the malware is differently and rarely used by the benign application. The number of permission required is also different from the benign and the malicious application, where the benign application usually requests less permission compared to the malicious application itself. All right. This situation indirectly affects the use of the API call for both of the benign and the malware application at the category. We also believe that the application that belong to the specific category, all right, is expected inherits the same function at their own category itself. Therefore, our study will focus on category based rather than without considering the category. So these are some literature review regarding who are using a features mapping in our research, right? So third way, okay, I've introduced refer to Android documentation, but they're only referring to less than, I think, 14, less than 14 levels, all right, insufficient in Android documentation during that time. P-Scout only cover version 4, all right, okay. Version 2.2 or version 4 only, all right, no longer been maintained. And Explorer, all right, is extracting the information without considering the standard documentation, right? So this is the enhanced framework that we propose in our research, right? So previously we have 4 phases, but in our case, all right, we introduced 5 phases, all right. So we have data collection, right? Where data collection, we collect the benign and the malicious APK from valid source. And we also do some permission to API mapping by referring to the standard documentation produced by the Android developer. And the second features, all right, the second features, the second process, we call it a feature extraction phase, where in here, all right, we complete our second objective of project by developing a tools. We call it as MAPE, right? MAPE stand for multiple Android package extracted tools, right? That has a capability, right, to do extraction of data input automatically without limiting the size, the file size and the number of file. All right. So you can dump many APK, right? Bundle it together, so the application will extract the information, right? Okay, any size, okay, if bigger size also can be used and dump it into our application. So the MAPE have a capability to extract all of this information, all right? So the MAPE will use, all right, a deep first search with a sequential method, all right, to automate the extraction for the multiple APK file. And the output, okay, the output of the MAPE, all right, the output of the MAPE will be passed, all right, will be generate a binary features vectors and will be fed to the third phase of our process. We call it a feature selection. For feature selection in here, all right, we are using the information gain technique to select the most appropriate features in our project, okay? After the features has been selected, all right, now we move to the fourth phases. We call it as classification. So we will use 4 classifier in our research, all right? We are using Neff Bayesian, decision tree, J48, SBM, and random forest. And normally all of the researchers that use AI will use this 4 type of classifier to test their framework. Our intention is only testing the existing framework, that the proposed framework, whether his capability to detect the malware at the Android platforms. So the splitting technique also will be used, okay, before we put inside the machine learning. Normally we are using 10 folds, okay, cross validation method. We also separate the data into 90-10, 90%, 10%, okay, 80%, 20%, and 70% and 30%, 30%. So then we fit into the machine learning, all right? We identify what are the accuracies, all right, for each of the machine learning. So after we have result, we do to eliminate any bias factor. So we, instead of using one-time iteration, we runs, okay, into 50-time iteration, get the mean, do some statistical validation. After we see what are the machine learning have a really significant The next is we need to identify whether the category-based detection, the category-based or non-category-based, it has a significant in detecting in detecting the malware. What about the accuracies? So after we done the statistical validation, then we use a majority criterion to select the best machine learning technique in our frameworks. So this is the data that we use in our research, right? Okay, for the Manite application, we downloaded from the Google Play Store, and the total number of Manite application is 4,764 APK, right? For the malicious applications, okay, we download from the Android Zoo, and the numbers of APK that malicious is 3,413 APK, and the total numbers combining both of is 8,177 APK, right?
Excuse me, Prof. Faisal, you still have 5 minutes for the presentation.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right. Okay. So this is the methodology phase is constructing the API call for the mission permission mapping. This is the data collection. So we have I said earlier, we have Android developer standard documentation. We extract through the API level. Okay. In our case, we use a 10 category. Right. We use communication, education, lifestyle, books, and reference, entertainment, health and fitness, tool, photography, and many more. So we will extract from the package name. We traverse from the lowest API 16 until the highest API, right? 64. We search a permission, check all the level of permission. After that, we construct all of this into one library. So these are the MAPE or the process that have been eliminated. Previously, we have involved 5 phases in extracting all the API call, including the humans relays, right? So using the MAPE, we only extract and we minimize it into 4 process only. So we develop the library and we develop an engine and refer to the library from the mapping process. Then we produce a result. The result will be fit into the binary factors. So these are the splitting technique. So in our feature selection, we apply information gain. So data splitting, 90-10, 10-fold cross-validation, 80-20, 70-30, and the machine learning are also have been introduced before this, Bayesian, SBM, decision tree, and random forest. So these are the statistical iteration, 5 iteration, 550 iteration plus the average. We do the average, do some normality test, either parametric and non-parametric. In our case, some of the category not follow the normal, not pass the normal test. So we use a non-parametric. So we use a man with need U test. So this is the result, okay, produced from our tools. Okay, if we construct 100 APK and we try to extract 50 API call, the time is only 44 minutes. Or if we extract 1,000 APK and the number of API call that we extract is 200, so the time only 200. If we are using manually, maybe it will take longer, more time, maybe 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months to extract 1,000 information. By using this application, it may help the researcher to extract the necessary information. So this is the result, okay, all right, in our case, right, as I said, what is the best, okay, machine learning that can be used in our research. So the best is random forest, as you can see here, the result, okay. No cat is a no category, right? So from here, you can see that these are the category for reference, communication, education, entertainment, health. Most of them are more accurate compared to no category based, right? And the champion is a random forest compared to others. So what are the machine learning, the best machine learning, all right, in our case? So random forest become the champion. So random forest is the most suitable technique to do to be used in our frameworks. So for the splitting training, everybody know we test about 9-10, 9-80-20, 70-30, and 10-4. So we need to test and everything, okay, with 50 iteration. So the splitting technique 10-fold become the most suitable technique in our frameworks because it will give a highest accuracy, all right, 38.6% scoring compared to the others splitting technique. So we have the result. So how we want to validate the result using a statistical method. Also, we use a man unit U test, right, to select or to identify whether it's follow normal or not. So these are the result, okay, from the met unit U test, okay. Most of them, some of them are not followed the normality test. That's why we use the met Whitney U test in non-parametric test. Okay. So the statistical validation, we after 50 iteration, right, we select based from the majority criterion. So the random forest, okay, as you can see, all right, is the highest, okay, compared to others machine learning technique. And when we compare to non-category, so we see that there are significant in accuracy for the non-category and category based. So in our case, it's a proof that using this framework, we can detect the malicious more accurate using a category based compared to non-category based. But the chosen classifier that can be used in our is a random forest. So as a conclusion, okay, detecting malicious acts in the category is a better accuracy compared to without category. So we also develop a mappe that capable to extract all the API call without considering any fast number and file size. And we also do some enhancement of the framework by introducing or adding a new phase, we call it a statistical phase, into the existing framework. And lastly, the statistical proven that category-based apps is better in detecting malicious application compared to non-category based application. So these are researchers that involved in our research. My student is Azmi Aminuddin. I think everybody knows Satria Fajri Pramata, okay, one of my colleagues, okay, in UTM that I'm has, okay, and Professor Madya, Associate Professor Dr. Robbie also. So these are some of the reference. Maybe you can see it. You can refer if you are interested in using the mappe. Maybe you can email to me. All right. Okay. We can share the research, right, and we can collaborate in make the research more enhancement. Right. So that's all. Okay, Chairman. Thank you very much. Thank you, and sorry for take so long times. Okay, for the during the presentation. Okay, thank
Okay.
you, Chairman.
You are very welcome, Prof. Faisal. Exactly on time. Yes, we still have about 9 minutes for the Q&A. Hopefully, you are very happy to respond to the audience curiosity. Okay, the audience, great audience, please write your questions or comments or curiosity in the chat, please, so we can forward to Prof. Faisal. Okay, we are while waiting for the questions in the chat. Maybe there is some kind of there is one coming, yeah. Prof. Faisal. To Prof. Faisal, why you chose information gain for filtering approach in this research?
From the research, there are a lot of features. Okay, when we extract the API call, by extracting the 8,177 features, okay, the most suitable that we can see is the information gain, because we take the champions of the most used API and permission use. That's why we select the filtering information gain as our filtering approach rather than you are using other technique.
Okay, is that clear? From another question, please. Yeah, it's clear, Prof. It's clear. Thank you. Yeah, another, please. We still have time, about 7 minutes. Well, I am interested in the detection of malware. Yeah, in the first presentation of your expertise, Prof. Faisal, and also the required data sets, and then also the bias factor. What is the main factor to make the bias on the detection of malware in your expertise in the experience so far?
Back from the research, okay, there are a lot of redundant API when we do the extracting all the information. Normally, differentiate from the benign and the malicious API. So some of them are using one iteration only. So maybe some of them misselected the useful result. So by iterating 50 times, okay, by referring to the books, they said 30 is enough. But in our case, we choose 50 iteration to make sure that every result is consistent, and we take a mean or average to produce the result. Because we do not have the bias factors that will interact give a result. It's not fluent in accuracy.
Okay, that was interesting. Yeah, there is another point from the audience, I think, Mr. Human.
Yeah, there is one question from Muhammad Nur Wahid Afandi. How can we find dangerous, malicious software with ease, Professor?
So there are one technique. Normally, some of them, normally they're using antivirus, right? That can be freely at the internet. There are one website. I can't remember what the website. Just put your APK there. Then it will filter whether the APK is a valid or free from virus or not. Normally we do that, all right? Before we select it from the benign or malicious.
Let's see.
So it's quite simple actually, right,
Yeah,
Professor?
yeah, they're quite simple. But we validate by using the static code analysis, extract them. If it's not, we still not confident is a valid or not. And the last option, we put it under Cuckoo Sandbox. Cuckoo Sandbox is one of the tools that can run or execute the malware into a controlled environment that we can develop it by own. So from there, we can see the behavior, and the result from the Cuckoo Sandbox also will give a report, and by referring to the CVE that refer to the internet, CVE. From there, they give you a scoring, all right? From the score, they will suggest this APK is a valid APK or malicious APK. That's the third options that can be used. The Cuckoo Sandbox can be downloaded and can be installed. It's a free software.
I see. Well, come on, audience. The expert is still here. We still have about 5 minutes. Thank you, Prof. Thank you, Prof, from the chat. Okay, Prof Faisal, waiting for other questions from the chat. I think about malware. Malware here is very dangerous, and in your experience so far, what is the most destructive causes of the malware attack so far, in your opinion, in your experience?
The most dangerous nowadays is ransomware activities, right? Ransomware activities, right? They will give a lot encrypt, especially on crypto ransomware. Everybody knows that last previous, I think 2 or 3 weeks, okay, one of the bank, I think, is my friends work at the Cybersecurity Malaysia. They said one of the industry or the bank have been infected by the ransomware and encrypt all the file. So they will gain a ransomware. Gain a ransom, you want to pay or not. That the very in ransomware platform, is a major impact to the financial, especially at the financial phase. If everything is encrypted, so very difficult to get all the information back. But in our research, we have investigating the ransomware currently, all right? Maybe we can share this, okay? One of my students tried to investigate and detecting the ransomware activity before before the ransomware do some encryption. So at early stage, we indicate these are the ransomware activity. They try to encrypt, but we will stop the encryption during this phase. So because from the report from the Cybersecurity Malaysia, ransomware activities is a very dangerous for most of the industry nowadays.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Faisal. There is a raised hand here. Maybe a lady want to ask you something in person, directly, women.
Yeah.
Please.
Yes. Good evening, Mr. Faisal.
Yeah.
I'm Pertiwi from Odinus. I want to know about the reason how you choose the use static model method. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've read a journal about that malware cannot change its behavior during static analysis. It's contract with dynamic analysis that is testing and evaluation of Android program during real-time execution. And how about and how a reason about the static method you propose? Thank you.
Okay, that's true. Okay, we have difficulties on detecting the malware during real time. Okay, some of the malware, we call it as a polymorphic malware, right? Does have a capability to change the behavior based from the destination machine that has been infected. Mean the malware infected to the machine, they will investigate the registry, the DLL file. Then the new malware will be constructed based on this specific machine. So that's why, okay, we use a static analysis to extract all of this information. Maybe machine A have different API, maybe machine B have different API. It's a true. It's a very different because it's a polymorphic mechanism in the malware activities. So in the static analysis, we try to investigate how the API is related from API to the permissions only. We not touch others factors or others data in our research. So if we choose a category based, we will map based on the standard documentation proposed by the Android developers. So these are the valid API that need to be used by the developers. If if there are some API or permission that is not documented inside the API standard document, we will classify them as malicious activities, because we also see either the permission is touch the dangerous permission or not.
Yes, but okay, it depends on the machine.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Well, you finished, Mas Ayu Pertiwi. Thank you very much for the great questions. Well, Prof. Faisal, I think we still have another 1 minute. I think, would you please give your some kind of concluding statement and what is urgent for us to continue what have you found here, so that will be beneficial to the humankind.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Terima kasih. Thank you very much to all, and terima kasih to Udinus and Isemantic for inviting me to give a speech in this conference. So, from the research that have been developed, malware have been mutated every years and every second. So in our research, okay, have I said earlier, there are a limitation in extracting the information or the malware in real time, because in real time, the malware will propagate and will change their behaviors automatically based on the machine itself. So if they have a capability or research over there that can integrate the static and dynamic analysis into a machine, one machine, okay, in a real machine, so we can identify what are the process that we can stop this malware APK from executing at the next level of the application, maybe using the execution phase before, during the installation phase, we have identified this APK is a non-valid APK and contain malicious code before we proceed until it finish. So to do this step is require real-time process in dynamic and static analysis, where dynamic normally we will invoke into the sandbox if we have a capability, all right, to integrate the process of dynamic into the real-time machine. That will be better. One of my students have developed a lightweight IDS using the Raspberry Pi integrating the logistic regression technique, and the result is okay, but still needs modification. But in our research, how the IoT packet travels and can be detected into the IoT punya IDS lah. That's our main concern. So the malware have mutured and matured. So our research also need to go beyond than that, and we try to eliminate and detect a zero-day punya environments. Right. That's my conclusions on that. Thank you.
Well, that's a great point, Professor Faisal. Well, we thank you very much for everything, for staying and
Thank
for
you.
sharing your thoughts and expertise. Okay, well, we hope to see you someday, somewhere, somehow. Yeah. Well, great audience, give a big hand to Professor Faisal. See you, see you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you,
Okay.
everybody. All right.
Thank you. See you.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Well, great audience, let's have a break. But don't stay away. Come back here again after a minute because we have the third keynote speaker after this. Please stay. Right, Mr. Yunan?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the great audience, thank you very much for staying. Now we are coming to a different topic and also different keynote speaker, Mr. Yunan. Right?
Yeah, another topic. I think it's going to be interesting as well.
Yeah, interesting and fruitful for us. Yeah, something new, always something new in Isemantic 2022. Okay, let's greet the keynote speaker. Hopefully, this is Dr. Celia Sahnas. Hopefully, she is around. She is here. Hello. Hello, very good morning, Dr. Sila. Wow, Dr. Sila is here with us. How are you, Dr. Sila?
Yeah, Alhamdulillah, fine.
Fine, Alhamdulillah. Close by sight, long by distance. Yeah, this is very close by sight only, but actually we are far away. Well, Dr. Sila Sanas, are you ready for the presentation today?
Yes.
Yes, okay. But before your great performance, let us say something to the audience so they will know you a little bit more, closer to you. Mr. Sanan.
Yeah, thank you. Welcome, Dr. Celia Shahnas. Dr. Celia Shahnas is a fellow IEB, received PhD degree from Concordia University, Canada, and is currently a professor at Department of EEE, BUET, Bangladesh since 2015. She is the recipient of the 2021 IEEE MGA Achievement Award, 2021 Inspiring Women in Academia Award from Bangladesh Brand Forum, 2019 R10 Humanitarian Activities Outstanding Volunteer Award, 2016 MGA Leadership Award, 2015 WIE Inspiring Member, etc. She has more than 21 years of experience as an IEEE volunteer in leading impactful technical, professional, educational, industrial, women empowerment, humanitarian technology, power and energy related projects at national and international levels.
Well, what a bio note, yeah. This is amazing, and you've been inspiring the world, yeah, for 21 years. Well, that was something. Yeah. Hopefully, you are inspiring us today, yeah, Dr. Celia Sahnas. Hopefully, that's why you are here. Are you ready for the presentation? Please inspire us with your expertise.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll start from now. Please, you have 30 minutes. Good luck and thank you very much, Dr. Celia.
So hopefully you can see my slide, right? Are you able to see my slide? Hello?
Yes, we
Hello?
can see you, we can
Can I-
hear you. Very, very,
Yeah.
very clear. Also the sound, also on the side, very clear.
Yeah.
Okay, good luck.
So, Assalamu alaikum to everyone, and good
Waalaikumsalam
morning, good
warahmatullah.
evening, wherever you are, and good night if you are in the United States. So, this is International Seminar on Application for Technology of Information and Communication Conference. I'm honored to be invited by you. Today's topic is deep learning applications for medical image analysis. I like to take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to everyone who directly or indirectly supported me for my successful election as 2022 IEEE Global Women in Engineering Committee Chair-elect, and I will be chairing Global Women in Engineering in 2023-2024 after many years from this whole Asia Pacific region. It's a great honor to serve you. I also like to thank IEEE WI for disseminating this information through their newsletter, Facebook, website, and email communication. That's a good thing for us, that how to disseminate good information among all. So also you may know IEEE Women in Engineering as a world-class magazine. In their June issue, they have published my interview. I will send this newsletter to the conference chair if possible. He can share it among the authors so that they can know about me, my work. They can reach out to me so that I can help them. This is just a brief bio. Visit my Google Scholar citation uh, so that you can know that despite limited opportunities here at Bangladesh, limited computational facilities, limited research funding, how my students are working very hard to publish in impactful journals and conferences. I think for the young students and young faculties, it will serve as a source of inspiration. Especially apart from Women in Engineering, I'm chairing Global Signal Processing Society Women in Signal Processing. I serve in IEEE History Committee, working with IEEE Milestone, IEEE New Initiative Committee, and IEEE Educational Activity Board Faculty Resource Committee. I was the immediate past chair of IEEE Bangladesh section and founder of Women in Engineering in Bangladesh. Also, I founded 4 technical society chapter in Bangladesh. I finished my PhD from Concordia University, Canada. I have been in academia for more than 21 years. So let us talk about the topic that will interest you, that my students have started working with a musculoskeletal radiograph to detect the abnormality. I asked my student why this musculoskeletal radiograph. They replied that 1.7 billion people are suffering from this abnormality. So we wanted to do something automatic to detect the urban abnormality. And for that, he has developed a new network, capsule network, which was not used before. So this is a basic block diagram and of capsule network. And for that, we need pre-processing. And for pre-processing, there are 64 cross 64, 128 cross 128, 224 cross 224 images. You can see for the third image, the features are more prominent. We wanted to justify it through some objective metric like training accuracy and validation accuracy, and also some quality evaluation score like blind image spatial quality evaluator, BRIC score, naturalness image quality evaluator, NIC score. We can see for 2 to 4 cross 2 to 4, both training and validation accuracy are higher. And for 2 to 4 cross 2 to 4, both the scores are lower. That indicates that we lose less feature after resizing if we take 2 to 4 cross 2 to 4. And this is a proposed structure, convolutional one, capsule convolution, class capsule. If we look at this structure, we can see that before going to the decision, we apply routing by agreement algorithm. So, and these are the factors used in our paper. By the way, this paper has been published in IEEE Access. You can read the paper. It is available in my Google Scholar citation. And whenever you are using in any biomedical data, people will be asking you what is your image or what is your data source. This is a Mura data set, contains 14,656 images. Among them, 8,941 images normal, 5,715 images are abnormal. We do not have data imbalance. For this routing by agreement algorithm, we plotted for many types of images. We can see if we increase the routing, the training and validation accuracy increases. But if you look at the last but one row, you can see that there is overfitting problem. So to avoid this overfitting, we have to take for routing. We wanted to also prove whether the model we have designed are really appropriate for the particular application or not. So for that, we have used kappa score. And if we compare the kappa score for different images, finger, humerus, elbow, forearm, hand, shoulder, wrist, we can see that CapsNet performs 10% better kappa score compared to the conventional DenseNet using 50% less training data. And people will be asking you, what is your evaluation metric? We did training accuracy and test accuracy. And people will ask whether we have compared with some state-of-the-art techniques. We have compared it. This is the result. If you see this result of our CapsNet in the smaller data set is performing better than a conventional DenseNet. Now, question is the model you have developed, how accurate it is. So we have plotted accuracy by red and black loss and compared with the accuracy and loss of the conventional DenseNet. We can see that our model provides better accuracy with low loss. This is a good claim. So let us introduce yourself with another topic that is called tuberculosis detection from the chest radiograph. If you look at this proposed method, you can see that we have exploited the couple of deep neural architecture, DenseNet 1 is 69, ResNet 50, and Section V3 in the lower limb. In the upper limb, we have also utilized the machine learning approaches. And we have assembled the hand-engineered features of machine learning approaches. Finally, we have assembled the hand engineering and deep learning features to get the decision. And these are the handcrafted features we have used. And for handcrafted features, we have defined the quality by touch area distance and geometric separability. For all the features we have utilized, we found the BC and GSI are less, okay? And then we have shown that when we are assembling this machine learning hand engineered features for two publicly available data set, MC and Shenzhen, the ensembling provides better metric in under evaluation matrices: accuracy, area under the curve, sensitivity, and specificity. Now, we are moving towards deep learning architectures in section V3, DenseNet 169, ResNet 50, and showing with bold value that which stage of each deep learning network provides the better result. So we have also evaluated the deep learning architectures without pre-training and with pre-training. And while pre-training, we have shown with augmentation or without augmentation. So we could conclude that when deep learning architecture features are assembled for two databases, with pre-training and with augmentation provides the best result under different evaluation matrices. Once such deep learning features are obtained, they are sent to the classifiers like logistic regression, support vector machine, artificial neural network, k-nearest neighborhood, and random decision forest. We can see that logistic regression provides the best result. Okay, now it is our time to compare our proposed method with the standard state-of-the-art techniques given in different rows. We can conclude that accuracy, AUC, specificity, and sensitivity are higher for the ensembled version of hand-engineered features and deep learning features under two databases for our proposed method. This is a GradCam features. There are three architectures in three different rows, three different columns, and first row shows the normal one, and second row shows the tuberculosis. That means it is visible that there is a change in the visual observation in the GradCam when there are tuberculosis, and we do not want to depend on this visual observation. That's why we have proposed this this automatic architecture to help the doctors to take decision. Let us discuss with you a very interesting topic that my students have developed. By the way, previous work is also published in IEEE Access. And this is my students who have really collected X-ray, CT, and ultrasound data for COVID detection. And also, they were able to detect three-class problem, whether it is normal, whether it is pneumonia, whether it is COVID. Let us see the architecture they have developed. This is a CAPSCOV net. For your kind information, this is a capsule network for COVID-19 detection from multimodal medical imaging. It has been published in IEEE Transactions or the Artificial Intelligence. And this is the proposed method. That means from ultrasound video frames, slices of images are extracted and they pre-processed within Clashy algorithm, and then it is sent to the CAPSCOV net. If you see the CAPSCOV net, it has parallel convolutional block and then concatenated capsule block, then decoder block before taking the decision. This is a parallel convolutional block and different block sizes are given. And this is the capsule network block, consists of primary capsule layer and a higher capsule layer. And this is decoder block. Capsule layer is connected to three dense layers, which are composed of different neurons, which are then reshaped to a decoded and reconstructed image. And from here, we also get a decision about normal pneumonia and COVID. Let us see that we have evaluated it three databases and we have shown with pre-processing, the results are coming better and with pre-training. And our evaluation metrics were as before: accuracy, precision, sensitivity, F1 score, and sensitivity, F1 score, and specificity. Also, we have shown that capsule network with parallel connected convolutional blocks are performing better than convolutional capsule network with sequential convolutional blocks. And also, we have compared our method with the standard state-of-the-art methods for two databases. We are showing that for both the databases, our method is outperforming others. In the last table, we have compared our proposed method for 3-class problem and compared our method with two standard techniques in terms of evaluation matrices. We can see that proposed method is the best one even for 3-class classification. This is a great cam visualization of ultrasound and X-ray images. You can see original image is the first row, second row is the pre-processed image, and finally the great cam visualization of the COVID units. And there are first 3 rows are for one database, second 3 rows are other databases. First 4 column are normal, second 4 columns are COVID, and third 4 columns are pneumonia samples. As we can see by visualization, there are changes, but it is very difficult to detect by visual observation. That's why we have brought this network and automation. I always encourage my students to participate in global competitions. This is the competition in 2020 in Major Signal Processing Society flagship conference, distortion of classification in laparoscopic videos. And for that, my students have developed this network. Once the laparoscopic videos from where we will collect the images, and we will identify the types of distortion, and from each distortion we will find the feature arrays, and the feature arrays are sent to the DISNet network. This is a white Gaussian noise. This image is corrupted by, and noise variance is a key factor here. These images are smoky. Smoky frames tend to have less median value, and these images has uneven illumination level. The ratio of luminance mean to range is a great indicator for this change. And this image is having blur or blood. A blur image will show low variance and less edges. These are the features by which we'll identify 4 different types of distortions present in the laparoscopic video, and then we send it to the DISNet network. In the DISNet network, we can see that there are 2 convolutional sequential layer, and before going to the LSTM layer, we have given a sequential self-attention layer to identify the distortion properly, and this then dense layer, batch normalization, and taking that decision. So if we see the model performance, we are doing better accuracy and lower model loss. And this, you can see our accuracy in training and validation are around more than 80%. Loss is very less, and Cohen-Kappa score is also very high. We have exposed ourselves to unseen data, and even for unseen data, accuracy did not decrease much, and Cohen-Kappa score is also at formidable level. Finally, this is the performance. Our method ranked third in the world competition, and it ranked first in case of average time per frame, because the decision needs to be very fast to help the doctors to design the mitigation plan of the distortion so that there is no surgical error occurs. And I'm an advocate of women for many years, and our women are suffering from skin diseases. I'm sure it is true in Indonesia, but they're feeling shy to do the diagnosis. These are the digital images of different types of skin cancer. We are now working very hard from 2017 to apply our machine learning and deep learning architectures in these images so that we can detect skin cancer automatically and help the sufferers through our technology, information, and communication. These are some of my awards that I have received from whole Asia Pacific region, from the global engineering, from the global IEEE for my technical and professional activities. And this is the group award. I led my women in engineering group in Bangladesh to be the best one in the whole Asia Pacific, to be the best one in the region, whole world. Also, the student branch, that means the BUET, that's the highest ranked engineering university in the country where I serve as a professor. That WA student branch also became the best one in region 10, best one in the whole world, because they have designed many technical conferences, workshops, seminars to really bring a technical change among students, young professionals, and not only for women in engineers. And this is our chapter where I have contributed to bring this award for our Engineering, Medicine, Biology Society chapter that became 2022 IEEE EMBS Regional Outstanding Chapter Award. And also our Signal Processing Society under my leadership has received the chapter certification very quickly. So I have shared my research in a layman terms so that I can give you some information. And I think we can change the world because we are engineers, and no matter where, if you have merit, if you have passion, if you are a hard worker, your actions will be spoken, and a person should be evaluated based on his or her potential. And this is an inspiration for the young generation in India or young faculty in India. If you are interested with my work, please communicate with me. We will have a joint collaboration because, the pandemic has taught us that we can start collaboration through a Zoom. Although I visited India 3 times, but now I feel proximity to Indonesia, and I can feel that we can have some joint papers, joint thesis supervision, and I can contribute to Indonesian scholars. And same, I can learn from Indonesian scholars. Thank you very much for the invitation. Thank you, my friend Agro. And thank you, the conference chair, for inviting me. And thank you, Tim, for a wonderful effort in such a post pandemic era. So if you have any question, you can ask.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Celia. Well, what a presentation, right?
Yeah, it was very inspiring.
Oh, yeah. But so many technical terms that need to be elaborated for us, the younger generation, especially. Yeah. So Dr. Sila is ready for mentoring them. Dear audience, it's time to Q&A sessions. Your expert is ready to respond to your curiosities, please. You please write down on the chat about everything related to the expertise. Come on, please.
Oh, we have
one.
Yeah.
We'll have very. The first response, Dr. Celia, with the method presented when using X-ray images to find out COVID patients. Can it be known in the early stages? And in this initial phase, can the method used be able to distinguish from the common pneumonia, or the common one? Yeah.
Thank you for the wonderful question.
Yeah.
And the databases, we have used 3 different databases where there were images from early patients, and also images from different stages. So this is a mixture of images. That's why it is a big data. So that we can know, we can detect pneumonia, or you can detect COVID, no matter whether it is in initial stage or whether in mid stage or somewhere. So since the databases were so big and it covers different types of images in different stages, we showed the result, and result shows the promise of detecting COVID and also distinguishing it from pneumonia. Thank you very much. I request you to read that IEEE transactions on artificial intelligence so that you can know more comment, elaborate things are given there. Thank you very much. I refer you to that paper. Thank you.
Well, that's a point. What do you think? Oh, there's another response. Yeah. Will the data collection be effective when the COVID patient has entered a certain place?
Yeah, actually, as I said, the database, the 3 different database covered different stages of COVID, irrespective of the stage of the COVID. Our accuracy, area under the curve, sensitivity, precision, F1 score shows that our method was capable of detecting it from the images. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, please wait for other responses. Thank you very much, Prof. Celia. Yeah, from the chat.
Thank you very much for asking that
Okay,
question. I always recommend and refer you to that paper.
Okay, there is another one from engineer Anggora, Mr. Newman.
Yeah. The question is, sometimes I was afraid of the advance in AI. Can you tell everything with looking at the picture? You cannot even hide anything anymore. This is more like a statement, I think.
Yeah, actually, that's why we wanted to see that I have shown you the grad camp, that normal pictures are different than the COVID affected or tuberculosis affected pictures. So what doctors do always, no matter how tired they are, they look at the radiographs, they look at the X-ray images, and they look at the ultrasound images, and they try to diagnose it. But you know, you need high level of expertise, superior level of efficiency to really detect whether it is COVID, pneumonia, or tuberculosis. So we don't want to depend on the expertise, no matter you are expert or not. AI and deep learning has the capability to guide you to reach to the better solution very quickly with precision, so that the fatal errors does not happen due to your non-expertise. That is the purpose. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I understand it is not a question.
That was actually not a question, but a concern. But Prof. Celia has given some kind of encouragement on the question, and we believe that AI progress in the future, we still, hopefully, still under good control or something like that. Yeah. We have a raised hand, Dr. Celia. We have a raised hand. Okay, please. Yeah. From Ibu Ayu Pertiwi from Dianuswantara University.
Okay,
please.
Good morning, Prof. Celia.
Good morning.
Yes. If we looking at the result of proposed model, the method is close to perfect, about 90% accuracy, sensitive, and others. Maybe I want to know about what step or key parameters cause the method produce near the maybe the perfect result.
Yeah, you are right. So we did not send our data blindly to an architectures. We have analyzed different architectures, and we have decided the blocks, that which block we need, which block we need to throw, so that we can design an appropriate architectures targeted towards an application. And that's we have justified by a score that is called Cohen-Kappa statistical score. That Cohen-Kappa statistical score value is so high that shows that we have designed the architectures and we have designed the blocks which are really appropriate for the particular application. And ultimately, since we did not send the data blindly to blocks, we have designed our own blocks appropriate for the detection and classification that has led to a good accuracy, precision, recall, and F1 score. Okay, so I recommend everyone, don't just take the blocks and send your data. You will really find that which block you will keep and which block you will remove, so that you can really get a good optimized architecture for your application. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. There is another concern from the chat. It is the previous one. We still have time. Do you think, Dr. Celia, that engineers stealing the job of doctors and medical personnel? Stealing. What do you think? Engineers.
No, I really need, because when you see, I have proposed a method along with my students where deep learning architectures are there, and we did not ignore the contribution of the machine learning approaches. So we need both decisions. Similarly, we need doctors, because we want to emphasize the decision of doctors. You know, there may be poor villages where we may not have this AI and other facilities, you know, and say you can have a community clinic in the Java Island or somewhere, and from there you can send, doctor is there, doctor can see those X-ray and ultrasound images. But if you want to make it oversure, then you can send the data to the server. In the server, this deep learning and AI will run and give you decision. Then it will go back to the doctor from the server and doctor can send the decision via mobile SMS or something to the rural area of the Bali or in other Indonesian islands. So we cannot just tell that the doctors are no longer needed. We really need doctors, but we don't want that our number of doctors are always less compared to the number of patients. So our doctors usually do long hour practice to support the huge number of patients. So we don't, and many of the cases, because of the non-expertise, the fatal errors happen. So we want to reduce the fatal errors. So that's why in parallel to our doctor's decision, we need someone or something that will guide the doctor to re-emphasize the decision so that there is no death, number of deaths are less, and we can have a mitigation plan. Thank you very much.
It's very interesting, the concern between engineers and doctors. Here's another one. Is it possible with big data and AI capabilities if doctors are no longer needed for some
I
things?
have already responded to.
Yeah. Okay. There is waiting for we still have about 3 minutes, yeah, for the Q&A. While waiting for the questions,
By the way, we are not stealing the job of the doctors. We are here for collaboration because because you know That is very important to create and transform this AI technology in the apps. Because what happens in Bangladesh, I really don't know the picture of Indonesia. If a doctor is transferred in the hilly region, the expert doctors may not be available in the hilly region. But in the hilly region, if there is a community clinic, doctors can send the data to the server, and server can do it, and expert doctors in the town can see the diagnosis in the server and can send their comment to the non-expert doctors, and engineers can help the doctors to build that AI technology in the server. So it's a huge collaboration, and that is called telemedicine in healthcare. If we
Telemedicine.
want to do the telemedicine in healthcare with security, we need collaboration between doctors and engineers. This is really needed. Thank you.
So what you are doing is actually offering collaboration, not competition, right?
Exactly.
Collaboration, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Otherwise,
Dr. Celia.
you cannot guarantee in the
Yeah.
Asian countries that you are providing medical opportunities using technology to each citizen of your country.
Okay. Well, Dr. Celia, we still have 1 or 2 minutes. Would you please give your main concern on the concluding statement about the urgency of what you've been presenting to us, especially for the betterment of the humankind?
Yes.
Could you please give the concluding statement?
Yes, actually. It's an era of AI and machine learning, and some people thought that it is for computer scientists only. No, I am an electrical engineer because I am a senior member of IEEE, and I am serving as a professor in the Department of Electrical and Electronic Engineering. Still, I learned deep learning, AI, and it is such a tool that can be used in speech data, image data, medical data, power signal data, robotics, everywhere. So I inspire everyone to take this emerging technology, learn this emerging technology, and utilize it for solving any problem around you. So to bring technological solutions to your community, no matter where. We cannot suddenly change the facilities of a country, but by using AI technologies, we can reach facilities, everyone, every corner of the country. For this particular application, I have shown how AI can work as a game changer in the medical diagnosis, how we can create a collaboration between a huge community of doctors and engineers to support billions of people. This is very, very important. And in our countries, this is really important to connect your research to one of the United Nations 17 sustainable goals: healthy and well-being, sustainable cities and communities, affordable clean energies. So AI can help you to meet the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Here I have shown applications in case of health sector. Hope it will open up a new horizon for every one of you, no matter where you are working. You can rethink that how you can use AI to bring a new dimension to your research and to bring accuracy in your research and to make it faster and to reach solutions to humanity. This is my conclusion and this is my appeal. And most important, this is a topic which can create collaboration among electrical engineer, computer engineers, mechanical engineers, industrial production engineers, everywhere, because it has a great appeal and huge domain of application. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. What a great, what is it? A great closing, and especially about the collaboration. We need to focus on the collaboration for the future betterment of the humankind. Well, Dr. Celia, what you have been presenting to us is a very, very important, and then that will be some points from notes for us for the whatever we are doing ahead. Well, we thank you very much for the great presentation and the sharing of the expertise. Well, audience, give
you.
Dr. Celia a big hand.
Thank you. It is a great honor. You have patiently listened to my presentation. I'm humbled that I got the opportunity to share with you.
Thank you. Thank you. See you again somewhere.
See you. Take care and best wishes for the rest of the conference. If you need any help, please reach out to me. I will do my best to bring benefits through IEEE and to support your community. Thank you very much.
We will. Thank you very much, Dr. Celia. Thank you very much.
Take care and Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, great audience, please stay. Actually, there will be in the next keynote speaker, but there has been some not very good news. Dr. Syekh Bahramirat cannot be among us today because there has been some kind of mishappening in the Puerto Rico, United States. There has been now still ongoing. There is a Fiona storm, Fiona hurricane. So that it is impossible for Dr. Syekh Bahramirat to be among us today. We are very sorry for this news. I hope that you still, expecting the best we can do today. We are very sorry about that.
Yep. Yeah. And we pray that she is in a secure place and safe condition, and as well as our thoughts and prayers are with Dr. Syekh Bahramirat during this difficult time.
Yeah, we also sending our deep feeling of concern that may Dr. Syekh Bahramirat and everybody in the area, in the affected locations, be safe and sound, be safe and happy, and everything will be handled and settled soon. Amen.
Amen.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is so sad that we have come to the end of these plenary sessions. We have willy-nilly to say goodbye. We thank you very much that you are still staying to the end of this great meeting. We hope that you have enjoyed your virtual time with us and that you have learned something today, or probably lots of great things. Roman.
Yeah, it is unfortunately easier to say hello than to say goodbye, but we have to part and say goodbye now.
On behalf of the committee, we would like to submit our apology for everything that we have done wrong or any shortcomings during the virtual plenary sessions today. Roman.
Please stay safe and sound, and we hope to see you again in the 2023 Isemantic to come at our university, the Nuswantoro University.
Well, but wait. Good luck and enjoy your time at the parallel sessions after this. Please don't forget our short poem again. East or west, home is best. This is very nice. Isemantic is the best. Thank you very much. Goodbye, everybody. See you next year. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Well, thank you for the delightful discussion, Prof. Yubanto and Mr. Hanwar from the Nuswantoro University. Ladies and gentlemen, before we close this session of seminar, we would like to announce an information regarding the parallel session. Reminder for all authors that the parallel session will be held at 2 times. The first parallel session will be held at September 17, 2022 at 13 p.m. And the second parallel session will be held at September 18, 2022 at 10 p.m. Honorable ladies and gentlemen, it has been a great moment and experience to be part of this international seminar. Deepest gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala and also to all the keynote speakers for mind-sparking discussion, to all the guests, moderators, all authors, and participants of Isemantic 2022. Our sincere apologies for all the inconvenience and thank you for your attention. Ladies and gentlemen, jalan-jalan ke Udinus Kediri. Sampai di sana ingin berlama-lama. Cukup sekian seminar hari ini. Sampai jumpa di Isemantic selanjutnya. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Zaman boleh saja terus bergerak,